Down by the lake, this retirement home happens to be slightly uphill of a transportation museum. And when I look up at the top of the transportation museum, there are these towers, right? These antennas that are up there, and that's to bring all the information to this transportation museum so that they can run their various software. But that this retirement home happens to be, I want to say about 250 meters just up the hill. It's across the highway or across the roadway and then slightly up the hill. It's enough to see and to get hit. So I don't know how the people who are there are doing. That was one thing. We just went to go check out the site, see what we could see of the place. The second, I'm realizing now that what I was experiencing at this first retirement home was a choking. It was an attack on my, I was being identified, and that's where the choking had come from, the throat chakra being targeted. They have very sophisticated technology here, or on this planet, in the planet. My partner and I, we went for a walk up further on this hill to see the second retirement home. And it's like a rehabilitation hospital where people who are recovering from surgery can also have a place to stay and recover and see this great view. I will have pictures, video of what I'd seen. What I felt up there, I still had my throat chakra being targeted. It was just sort of like being held by my throat as I'm walking up the hill and what have you. Very uncomfortable feeling. It's kind of like a walnut is stuck in there and you just want to pop it out, but nothing comes out because they're just like pressing on it. So you want to let it go, open it up. So the second retirement home, we basically had, there's some kind of frequency that's hit on the people there, because where I was feeling it over on this other one, and incredible view. We stayed for a drink. They have a little restaurant that's open to the public, and it borders a park. So when you go further up, I want to say there's the restaurant that faces the Swiss Alps, you see, and you can see the lake as well. And behind this building, there are paths you can walk along, and there is no public transportation, but this retirement home did have a shuttle that seemed to go, comes up on the hour and then it leaves on the quarter after. So you have this regular shuttle that runs, and I thought that was very convenient. But this thing that I was picking up on the at the second retirement home was that my solar plexus was being triggered. It's like a queasy stomach feeling, and I can see that's going to be a problem for a lot of elderly people. Just being a bit fragile. They really don't do anything. It's more of a warehouse. It's a pretty warehouse with a great view. and you get a lot of southern exposure. So I would say they have the way the building is planted or situated on this hillside is that it gets the summer, the winter, summer equinox, solstice. The winter solstice has the maximum sunlight hitting the building. I could see that. With it being at fall, we were just sort of, the sun was off to the side, and it's going to make its way to I believe it shifts like 22, 23 degrees, so that it's going to face, winter sun is going to come and hit the buildings, which is very good planning, I will say. Yes, the frequencies are so high, a lot of things are just coming up. They're coming up, and if you open your brain, open your heart to receiving, not only does the information come, there's just some different aspects that are popping up. It gets to the point where my partner says, "Oh, I got to watch out what I'm thinking," and it's like, just as an example, we were sitting by the lakeside when we came down, and I just, I voiced it. I said, "Hey, you forgot to have some of that sorbet last night." And he's like, "I was just thinking that. I really have to watch out what I'm thinking." And I think it was last weekend, we slept in, and I was awake, but I was just keeping my eyes closed. And it came to me in my partner's voice. He said, "I'm hungry." And I don't open my eyes. I just say, "Are you hungry?" And he's looking at me, says, "Yeah, how'd you know that?" And I was thinking, you didn't say that. You must have thought that. I read you telepathically. And anyway, open your heart and the answers will come in. There's something happening big, and it's never really happened before. What I hear is yesterday was the end of the U.S. fiscal year with the extension, right? So April 15th is the deadline to do your taxes. The the U.S. Incorporated had a 6-month period, kind of a do your taxes before the extension is done. And now we are at that point where it's October 16th and no more federal, state, in the U.S. anyway. So there's supposed to be announcements this week. Please realize that nothing is going to be said flat out, no disclosure. It's going to be between the lines. And because here, the federal state, it's going to be maintaining its status quo. So with that, I send all dimensions infinite love and eternal love, compassion, harmony, and peace to the crystalline consciousness of divine, loving light to you all. What would I say? It was build your community. Set your intention. Shayna out.